Today I'm going to show you how to install Go Industries Rancher Grille Guard on this 2017 Ford F-250. Let's go ahead and get started. Now we're at the front of our bumper on our driver's side, right by our tow hook. We can see that there's 4 bolts that is holding everything in place. The 2 to the outermost side of the bumper, we're actually going to remove those 2 with an 18 millimeter. Now as you take the second one out, you're going to hear a nut plate fall to the ground. That's fine. We're going to do the same thing on the other side. Now we're at the inside wheel well, and you can see the frame here. We have a body mount bolt. Right below that, there's going to be 2 15 millimeter bolts. We're going to remove those as well. We're going to do that on both sides. Next, we're going to take our L-shape bracket with our welded plate in the center. And you can see that there's 2 holes on a small flat side. Those are going to line up with the 2 holes at the front of our bumper. The flat side is going to go to the inside of the bumper. We're going to match up those holes. And then we're going to use a provided long bolt and washer. Go through the front of our bracket, through our bumper. We're going to do that at the top and at the bottom. And we're just going to leave that loose for right now. We're actually not going to put a nut on the back of it yet because we have to go underneath on the inside and put another bracket on the other side. Now you can see the studs of the bolts that we just pushed through. Now on the back, we're going to take an L-shaped bracket and we're going to slide that over our 2 bolts. Now when you put this bracket on, you want the L portion to be facing towards the outside of the truck, and you want the bend in the bracket to be facing down. And then we're going to use a washer on the other side on both bolts, and then a locking nut. And we're just going to leave this loose for right now. Now we're back underneath our body mount bolt where we took out our 2 silver bolts, and on the piece that is attached to the bumper there's actually going to be a U-clip nut plate. We're going to remove that, and then we're going to take another L-shaped bracket. This time we want it to be facing up. We want the L to be facing the same direction towards the outside of the bumper, but this time again it's going to be facing in the upwards direction. And we're going to put that right on the back of the bumper plate. And then we're going to use a provided silver bolt and washer. And we're going to go through there. And on the other side, we're going to use another washer and a locking nut. We're just going to leave that loose for right now. We're going to have another bolt through the top, right there. Then same thing, a washer and a nut on the back. Now we're going to take a black bolt and washer and connect our 2 brackets that we just put on. So the holes are going to be elongated on the ends of both of these brackets, and that'll help you line them up. And then again, we're going to put a bolt and a washer through the front. And on the back, we're going to put another washer and a locking nut. We're going to do that on both holes. Again, bolt with washer through both brackets with another washer and nut. Now we're going to use a 19mm socket and wrench to tighten up the 2 bolts holding our 2 brackets together. Now with those tight, we're going to repeat that process on the opposite side. Now I have somebody at the front of the bumper holding the bracket in place, and he's going to use a 19mm socket to tighten down our 2 bolts. I'm going to be in the back holding that bracket in place while using a 19mm wrench to hold the nut. And we're going to go ahead and tighten these 2 bolts down. Okay. Now that we got the front 2 bolts tight, we can go down underneath and tighten up the ones on the bottom. Now using a 9/16 socket and wrench, we're going to tighten up the silver bolts that are at the rear bracket. Now we can lift our grill guard up onto our brackets. Our bracket with the 2 holes on our grill guard is going to go to the inside of our frame bracket. And we're just going to push that on, level it out, line up our holes, and then we can put our bolts through. Now with our grill guard in place and our holes lined up, we're going to use a bolt and a washer, go through our frame bracket, through our grill guard with a washer and a locking nut on the other side. We're going to do that at both locations. And we're going to go ahead and put in the other side, and then we can tighten everything down. So once you have it aligned where the front of your Rancher Grille Guard is perpendicular to the ground, we're going to go ahead and use a 19mm socket and wrench to tighten up the 2 bolts on the side. And repeat that on the opposite side. That's going to complete the installation. If you have any questions, give us a call or visit us online.